Hi, my name is Joshua Boyd, and today I'm going over the sports betting in psychology. So, to start off, I read the article Sports Betting is Blowing Up by Lanty Jordanby. The article was written May 3rd, 2024, and it's a short article, but it goes over what is known as gambling disorder. And gambling disorder is pretty much the uncontrollable urge to keep gambling despite the toll it puts on one's livelihood. So that meaning like spending all this money or wasting all this money, or this urge to win is putting a family or a person's livelihood at risk. Losing that money or having these weird urges to where they keep gambling and gambling. And this goes straight into sports betting. The main idea of the article is that gambling disorder is becoming a massive epidemic, and one way to try and stop that is to try to remove sports betting apps that can benefit everyone except for so you're banning the sports betting apps because the only thing that is not benefiting from it is the consumer, so it's not fair to the consumer. Now, this article is a credible source. Mrs. Jordanby is a longtime psychologist. I believe she studies in um, addiction and mainly focuses on people who are struggling with gambling addiction or gambling disorder. Um, Throughout the article, there are ads on the side of the article of the website. However, they are related to mental illness and getting help with people who have addictions or disorders and stuff like that. Um, Going off another article, this article is the gambling behavior and attitudes to sports betting of fans. This is made by I believe art eight authors. It supports the ideas of Miss Jordan B's article. This describes how betting and gambling, specifically on sports, can impact someone's life. It include data. This article includes data of how gambling impacts a person's life. So it would show how much money is being wasted, or what percent of their earnings are being spent, and how much money is going towards a normal family's bills as opposed to how much they're gambling, and how that divide is a big divide. Um, it is a credible source. It has numerous trustworthy and knowledgeable authors, while also providing experiments and factual data. Like I said, showed all the data from their experiment and everything. This article helps supports Miss Jordan V's ideals because this article shows the actual data. So, you know, uh, the article takes aim at sports betting websites and the negative influences it does have on people, uh, mainly including the consumer of the betting. From a psychological lens, this sports gambling disorder falls under a behavioral lens. Uh, the behavioral lens is essentially described as one measurable behavior based on rewards, punishments, reinforcements, and modeling. Uh, a quote here from Miss Jordan B. People with gambling disorders often place bets that lead to losses. They use up savings and they create debt. They also tend to hide their behavior and will occasionally turn to theft or fraud to support their addiction. Many continue to chase their losses with more gambling. So essentially, it's falling under this behavioral lens because it's showing how someone's behavior can really change based on their addiction. So if they're running out of money, they might go to theft, or they might go to a different source of trying to find money, begging others for money to try and keep this addiction or keep these thrills of gambling alive, and the spirits of that. So essentially that's why that falls under that behavioral lens. What I felt was missing from the article is how she doesn't go over essentially how the sports betting starts, or how this disorder starts. Now there are so many apps and so many sports betting apps. There's even ones like I use an example called Flip here, uh, that people under 21 can go and bet. They can put real money down and they can go bet and win gift cards and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a legal loophole. And once people under 21, they get used to this, or they fall addicted to this, that's when when they turn 21, they can go to DraftKings, all the other ones, and really start falling into this decline or addiction or disorder that could lead to that. It's super easy to catch on to this addiction. Once you win once, it's just you know, that feeling of winning, and that excitement, and that thrive of energy that you get from that. So that the energy or buzz. So it's super easy to catch on. And I feel like that was something that she missed talking about, like the start of it. She kind of, so that's what I feel like could have been added. But for an overview, analyzing sports betting reporting is important to ensure accurate data and information. Over time, the rise of online platforms and social media has increased the speed of information posting, but also the risk of misinformation. Profit-driven ads and posts and sports betting coverage may overshadow transparency, making through analysis less common. So essentially, you want to, these victims, they fall into these poor decision making and this sports betting. Careful. They need to have these careful thoughts to create informed choices. They really need to focus on their ideals and themselves, and anything is possible to get past. You see it with drug addictions and alcohol addictions and all these. So gambling addiction and gambling disorder is something that can definitely be brought past. It's obviously a huge help to start. Eliminating these websites is just a huge way to kind of make it to where people don't have the ability to gamble or waste their money. So, I've seen other people say stuff like you should raise the prices more to make it to where they're less likely to start gambling. But for the people who are already gambling, that just doesn't work. So they'll keep, no matter the price, they'll keep going, they'll keep going, they'll keep going. So realistic at the end of the day, it's really important for you to have these careful thoughts and really, strive to do better and all that. So yeah, these are my sources, and that's it. Thank you.